Hello, it is Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Tuesday crossword today, which means we're going to be solving what should be a relatively gentle early week crossword. I hope that's the case because I know I do often say this, but it's especially true today. I'm very short on time. I'm going to have to solve this in about 20 minutes. I hope that works out fine. And also, someone pointed out in the comments the other day that I'd lost my streak. I hadn't even realized. So for some reason, my solve from last Saturday didn't get connected to my account, even though you can see on the video that it shows it as being part of a complete full streak. It was reverted after that day. No idea why. I'm trying to get in touch with the New York Times game team. If anyone else has any experience solving a problem like this, do let me know. Anyway, let's see if we can get that fixed. But for now, let's just solve the crossword, shall we? This hopefully fairly speedy Tuesday edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Laura Sexton, Victoria Roshishka, Kathleen Quinn, and as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster. Thanks so much to the four of them. They're benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, so they support this channel, keep the whole thing going. For that, I'm very appreciative. Thanks to those four, but also to everybody who contributes to the Patreon campaign at any level. I really do appreciate it. There's the patreon.com/dailysolve site where you can learn more about it and see the bonus videos for patrons, as well as the official mug for benefactors. Thanks to everybody who contributes. Thanks as well if you subscribe on YouTube. In terms of other things, I just noticed a few days late, I crossed 15,000 subscribers on YouTube recently, so thanks so much to everyone watching who has subscribed. And if you haven't, why not do so? It really does help out, as well as liking the videos, commenting on them, and so on. All these things are helpful. And finally, there's the Daily Solve Discord chat server, which you can join via a description field link. It's a nice, friendly chat community, so do investigate that as well. There's a description field link. All right, let's get on to the crossword. This is a Tuesday puzzle. It's the second construction by Robert S. Gard for the New York Times crossword, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shortz. So let's start solving. Male initials since 1971. Male initials. Is it the U.S. Postal Service? I wonder what would have changed in 1971. I don't know what it was called before that, I guess. I don't know if that's actually the answer, but here we have Ritz-Carlton as a hotel chain. That's straightforward enough. Lettuce or cabbage. Could be a green, could be a synonym for money. Not sure what that would be in 5 letters. Let's go back to this and just get the downs. Hank Aaron holds the MLB record for these for short. 2,297. Okay, I have to say I have no idea if this is an appropriate guess for this kind of number. I don't know what it would signify, but RBIs is a baseball stat that at least I know exists. So it may well be this one. Let's see if we can make this all work. Smidgen. Smidgen is a tiny amount of something, an iota, just a little smidgen, a little bit. And fishing net, trawl maybe? What about this? Drill into, to bore into. And mindfulness-based practice could be Zen, as in Zen Buddhism. But maybe there's some kind of non-Buddhism specific Zen mindfulness practice. I don't know. Anyway, fishing net. Right, okay, I was thinking trawl. Evidence of a day at the beach. Sand something? Oh, this is highlighting our revealer down here. I haven't very frequently recently checked out the revealer early. Let's just do it. I so rarely do anymore. It reads, description of 17, 25, 36, and 49 across in different senses. Right, I don't know what that's all about. Oh, a tan, though, maybe. Evidence of a day at the beach. Middle of a classic boast from Caesar. I came, I saw, I conquered. So I saw would be the middle, or veni vidi vici. Okay, so the fishing net is the trawl. There we go. I thought it would be, but wanted to be sure. Chocolate confection with a molten core. Lava cake, maybe? What did this say again? Description in different senses. Yeah, I just have no idea. I'm going to need many more examples of these to start having an idea about that. Here we have Ave Maria. There we go. Often set to music used in religious settings. And then Spanish girlfriend would be amiga. There we go. Cop turned vigilante in a post-apocalyptic film, Mad Max. There we go. Was certainly that set of characteristics. And lettuce or moolah. I usually think of moolah being spelled M-O-O-L-A-H, but it could be spelled maybe like this. Let's check the crosses and see if we can confirm that. Any takers, you might ask? Yes, any takers for moolah without an H? And Hero of Narnia in C.S. Lewis novels. I have not actually read these. I'm not sure. What about this one? Court hero who oversees Hamlet's duel with Laertes, Osric. From Hamlet, of course. And member of a powerful ruling elite. Oligarch. There we go. There we go. That pretty much defines oligarch. Oh, Aslan. Is that the... I think that's the lion from... that I at least have heard of. Okay, so I guess the hero. I guess I was assuming that meant one of the sort of... because it's about some children who go to Narnia, right? But anyway, that's the answer, seemingly. So B-baller in California. L.A. Laker. There we go. That's a basketball team. The L.A. Lakers. So one of them would be a Laker. And then in a deadpan manner could be dryly. So you said something in a deadpan, unaffected sort of way. And clerk, it says cleric's title for short. So it could be rev, as in reverend. So, you could be a priest or a vicar or something. And 1224 or 1231. So 1224, this is referring to December 24th and December 31st. So Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So either one is an eve. And of course, because this is an or clue, we're only referring to either one of them. Part of a decent-sized plot of land could be a single acre, would be part of a decent-sized plot. And then belligerent in British slang. Belligerent in British slang. My first thought was RC, which I don't think that's the answer. Let's look at this. Science is like blank. Sometimes something useful comes out, but that is not the reason we are doing it. Richard Feynman. Science is like sex. Richard Feynman, of course, the great 20th century mathematician and science educator. I don't think I've heard that quote, but it's a good one. All right, there we go. Given the way things appear as it is, and made an irreverently sarcastic comment. Snarked? That's the first thing that comes to mind. It could be. Let's check the crosses. There might be other possibilities there. Largest Chinese ethnic group. Han Chinese. That's the largest ethnic group in China. Okay, and like three men of nursery rhyme. In a tub, rub-a-dub-dub, three men in a tub. There we go. Goes the nursery rhyme. So snarked is looking pretty likely. Belligerent in British. Oh, aggro? Yeah, okay. I guess I didn't really specifically think of that as British slang, but I guess it is. There we go. Aggro. All right. That is belligerent. And then Ted Blank, author of the best-selling short story collection Exhalation. Well, I've not read any Ted Chiang, but I've heard of Ted Chiang. Writes science fiction short stories, some of which have been turned into films. What was that one? Natalie Portman, I think, was a Ted Chiang story. Annihilation, maybe? I could be mixing up my science fiction base material. I don't know. But anyway, German G's could be geez. And then effective secondhand pot smoke, contact high. I think that's right. Let's look at the cross. Upper part of a Van Dyke beard informally. The mustache? Oh, the stash. Right, informally, of course. So yes, it's a sort of a goatee kind of beard with a mustache component. Tiki bar drink could be a Mai Tai. That's a classic rum-based sort of tiki bar drink. And a small songbird could be a tit. That's a common bird, and I think there are all sorts of different kinds. partner of ceases could be desists, maybe. Cease and desist. So ceases, plural, would be desists. Altima maker, Nissan is a manufacturer of automobiles that makes the Altima. And then evidence of a day at the beach. Right, what is this one? Maybe RBIs is wrong. I mean, that wouldn't be a big surprise. But the R and the B seem correct. Yeah, I don't know. Shakespeare's Blank of Athens, Timor of Athens. Shakespeare. And then Fui would be Drats or something? I don't know. Remove the fastenings from to remove the fastenings from something, to unbind it, maybe? Let's just check the cross and see if that works. So here's our evidence of a day at the beach again. What do I think that is? I just can't think for some reason. I just really can't. Spleen could be ire, frustration, anger. And fui, oh, this could be nerts, which is a slightly quaint exclamation, a bit of a sort of light oath, a minced oath. And evening party is a soiree. There we go, from the French. Tools for fireplaces are pokers, maybe, to help stoke a fire. Okay, the mail initials since 1971 are USPS. I'm very curious to know what the initials for the U.S. Postal Service were before then. I'll have to look that up. That's interesting knowledge. A small recess could be a nook or, like a kitchen nook or something. And winter item on a car's roof rack might be a ski. You might, if you live in such a place, you might drive to the ski slopes. Oh, a bikini tan. There we go. Okay. Oops. Bikino tan. Male bikini would be bikino. No. Anyway, bikini tan. Right, that's good. And I just couldn't think of the proper terminology ending with I. All right, great. An Uber fan is it's Timon. Is it Timon of Athens? Sorry. I was sort of confusing the country of, East Timor or something. So Uberfan is probably a stan. There we go. And that does come up in the crossword occasionally. Which derives originally from an Eminem lyric, I think, but it's become sort of common colloquial language for a super fan. Patch things up, say. To patch things up would be to sew. Maybe you literally sew a patch onto a sleeve or something. Unimportant things are trivia? The reason I say that's not the case is because this says things, so you'd want trivia collectively to mean bits of trivia, but it doesn't fit. And you wouldn't say trivias. You wouldn't say that. Swiss founder of analytical psychology, Carl Jung. To make a mistake is to err or to err. I think they're both accepted, but people have pointed out that err is the sort of more traditionally correct. We'll see if I can remember that long term. Anyway, well, la-di-da, one might say in a sort of lackadaisical way. And funereal compositions could be dirges, so pieces of music you might hear literally at a funeral, and elegiac music, a dirge. And to chip in is to add something. Flight of fancy is not sure. What about this one? Unimportant. Right, okay. It's not trivia. It's interesting that it starts with TR, though. What about this? Crooner Mel, who is called the Velvet Fog. I don't think I knew this nickname, but Mel Torme is certainly a classic crooner, a classic silky voiced singer. And then a common sight along the Norwegian coast. Well, Norway's coastline is famous for its intricate fjords and those little sort of, inlets, the kind of jagged coastline. And male admirer could be a beau, so maybe a suitor or a boyfriend or something. Signature Obama achievement in brief could be ACA, the Affordable Care Act, often referred to as Obamacare, but let's see if that works here. Yes, it does. Presided over a roast, say, would be emceed, so served as the master of ceremonies, the MC, which then gets turned into a verb in this manner. NHL team with a mythological eponym, the Kraken. Oh, is that? I think that's Seattle. I lived in Seattle for about 2 years, and pretty sure the Kraken is. I could be getting that wrong. Apologies if so. Apologies both to Seattle residents and to residents of the actual location of the Kraken if that's not right. Anyway, lethal is deadly. All right, so what is this? Can we figure this out? Bikini tan, lava cake, contact high, something idea was the flight of fancy. Oh, it is idea, wild idea. But still don't have an idea for what this actually is. Sorry about that. Oh, half-baked. Sorry, I just saw that. I stopped thinking about the clue and I just looked at what was in the answer, and that made me think of, what was in the sort of spaces. Tan, what is the description in different senses? Oh, so contact high, sort of half-baked in the sense of being high on drugs. Lava cake half-baked because the actual item itself is literally half-baked. Bikini tan half-baked because the sun is sort of baking you, but not in the bits where the bikini is, hence the, visually the bikini tan. And then a wild idea. Oh, it's a wild idea. It's half-baked in the sense that we mean, probably most frequently when the term half-baked is deployed to mean an idea that's not fully thought through. It's only half-baked. There we go. And that's a nice sort of last one, because that's the one that's the the closest match to the idiomatic meaning of half-baked in English. Okay, good. Well, there we go. Finally figured that all out. Held on to, clung to, right. And the to in parentheses means we're going to apply it both to the clue and the answer. So held on to, clung to. Where it's at. A venue? Maybe where something is taking place? Let's try it and see if that works. Dunkable, edible. Oh, a donut. You can dunk it in coffee or something and then eat it. Army squad leaders are, I think, staff sergeants, maybe? SSGTS for S sergeants. Let's see if that works. Oh, unimportant things are trifles. Yeah, there we go. Just a mere trifle, an unimportant thing. Something trivial, you could even say. And a big name in pharmacies. So this is a U.S. Drugstore chain, CVS pharmacy chain. And then one of Islam's 5 pillars. I think this will be the Hajj, which is the pilgrimage in Islam, which is one of the 5 pillars of the Islamic faith. Okay, so an Afghan's place could be. Does it mean an Afghan rug? I'm not sure. I'm wondering if there's a bit of misdirection, or maybe that's what we're meant to think, and it's not that, and it's referring to literally someone from Afghanistan. I'm not sure. To degrade someone is to abase them. And Nobelist Wiesel, Elie Wiesel. Asia. Afghanistan's literally in Asia. Okay, there we go. So it was sort of reverse misdirection almost. And then miles away is, if something's 3 miles away, it's 3 afar. No, you wouldn't say that. No, it's not a measurement, sorry. You say, oh, it's miles away, it's afar. Okay, and then to rudely welcome the away team is to jeer them. So, Toy Story boy Andy is the boy character from Toy Story. And then the bottom of a boat is a keel, and finally, initials before a nickname would be AKA for also known as. And there we go. And we can see my streak is not listed because it's no longer high enough to be impressive. It's probably 3 or 4 or something now. But there we go. That was the Tuesday crossword, and I solved it in about as much time as I needed to. I have very little extra time to spare, so let's just quickly review our theme and wrap it up. We have this half-baked theme, which in different ways refers in, some literal, some more figurative, refers to a bikini tan, a lava cake, contact high, or a wild idea. A nice, straightforward theme that can, most of which can be solved without any reference to the theme at all. But then we get to the end, and it is helpful to think through the theme finally. And in fact, in this one, there isn't even there isn't even a bit of the revealer that allows it to be solved without considering the theme. So there we have it. Maybe because the wild idea is already so close to the meaning of this phrase. Anyway, there we go. That was the Tuesday crossword. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll be back tomorrow for the midweek, mid-difficulty, Wednesday-themed puzzle. So join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.